Welcome back. Let's now start with our topic. The next topic which I am starting today is moment of inertia. See, what exactly is this concept of moment of inertia? It is related to a rotating body. Moment of inertia will never be related to a body in translational motion. Understand this? Okay. Now, just have a just try to recall what you have learned about force. Force is that physical quantity which changes or tends to change the state of rest of a body or motion of a body in a straight line, right? And we have learned that a body will not move until and unless we apply a force to it, or a body is in motion. If a body is in motion, its motion will not change until and unless we apply a force. That definition of force is applicable for what? Translational motion, that is motion along a straight line. What? Motion along a straight line. But what happens when a body rotates? We don't use the term force. We use the term moment of force or torque. So when I say I'm applying, suppose this is a rotating body, this is the axis of rotation, and I'm applying a force to it, I will not call it force. I will call it as what? I will call it as torque. I'm applying torque. Now, the inertia of a body is the nothing but the property to stop the motion of a body. Or if the body is in motion, the property to remain in motion is called as inertia in translation motion. But in rotation motion, okay, if a body is at rest and the property by which it tries to remain in state of rest, that is called as moment of inertia. Or if a body is in rotation, it will continue rotating, okay, that property is also called as moment of inertia. So whatever we understand about mass in translation motion, the same thing is applied in rotation motion. The term instead of mass we call here moment of inertia, okay. So it has got same significance as mass in translation motion. Instead of talking about mass in translation motion, we will talk about moment of inertia in rotational motion, okay. And again I repeat, rotational motion, whenever you talk about moment of inertia, it will be always what? Linked with rotation motion, and we have to consider one axis of rotation, okay. And secondly, how we define moment of inertia. Suppose on the board I will explain you. Imagine there are large number of particles of different masses, okay, in a body. If I take the sum of product of mass of each particle and the square of distance of this particle from the axis of rotation, okay, if I take the sum of all this, that means suppose a particle is m1 and distance from the axis of rotation is r1, m2 r2, m3 r3, m4 r4, and if I take m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square plus m3 r3 square and take the summation of all such products, what I get is nothing but the moment of inertia of a body, okay. So how we define moment of inertia? It can be defined as the algebraic sum of product of what? Algebraic sum of product of mass of each particle of the body and square of its distance from the axis of rotation. Understood? And the simplest formula which you understand for moment of inertia is mi equal to summation mi ri square, where I is tending from 1 to n, okay. I repeat, summation mi ri square, where I is starting from 1 to n. Now have a quick look at the diagram. Here this is a irregular rigid body and this is the axis of rotation. There are n number of particles of masses m1, m2, m3 up to mn, okay, located at distances r1, r2, r3 up to rn from the axis of rotation, okay. So r1, r2, r3, rn are the perpendicular distance of these particles from the axis of rotation. Then the moment of inertia will be sum of product of masses of the particles and square of their distance from the axis of rotation. That's why moment of inertia can be written as m1 r1 square plus m2 r2 square up to mn rn square, or in simple words, moment of inertia will be summation mi ri square, where I is starting from 1 to n. Okay. Now let's talk about the significance of moment of inertia. Moment of inertia in rotational motion is analogous to mass in translation motion. First of all, look here, there are some terms which I have written. Okay. The first term is displacement. Okay. S is displacement in translation motion and theta is the angular displacement in rotation motion. V is linear velocity and omega is what? Angular velocity. A is linear acceleration, alpha is angular acceleration. F is a force in translation motion, tau is the torque in rotation motion. P is momentum, linear momentum in translation motion, and L is the angular momentum in rotational motion. On the similar basis, mass is the term in translation motion and it is analogous to moment of inertia, which is a term in rotational motion. Here we compare some formulas. See, first is the formula for force in translation motion, F equal to m into A. In rotation motion, F will be replaced by tau, m will be replaced by I, and A will be alpha. So the formula changes to tau equal to I alpha. Second, P equal to mv, right? P is linear momentum, m mass, v is velocity. When we change the term in rotation motion, it becomes L equal to I omega. Similarly, kinetic energy is given by half mv square, and in rotation motion it will change to half I omega square. These three derivations we have to derive in this chapter. Okay, so this is the significance of moment of inertia. Now the most important part, when we say moment of inertia is more and when we say moment of inertia is less, it all depends on the distribution of mass from the axis of rotation. Take example, this is a scale and I take the axis of rotation over here, exactly at the center. Okay, the mass is equally distributed from the axis of rotation. In this condition, the moment of inertia is less. Okay, why? That I'll tell you. But if I take the axis of rotation at this end, imagine this is axis of rotation. How is the mass distributed? It is distributed away from the axis of rotation. In such condition, the moment of inertia will be large. Larger the moment of inertia, the difficult is the rotation of the body, and you can easily understand if I want to rotate the body in this way and then in this way, in which case it will be easy when you pass the axis of rotation through the center. Center means actually the center of mass, but when you pass the axis of rotation through one end, the rotation becomes difficult as the moment of inertia increases. So moment of inertia, if it is greater, then we have to apply more torque, okay, and it becomes difficult for the rotation. And if moment of inertia is less, then rotation becomes easy and torque applied also is less. Okay.